Mercedes, and this is a new channel that I'm starting because I get lots of questions repeated every single day about my pregnancy. So this video is pretty much frequently asked questions, how I found out I was pregnant at 16, and how I told my parents. I've got a list of questions that everyone has asked me like every single day, and I'm tired of repeating myself every single day. So the first question is, are you with the baby daddy? Yes, I'm currently with the baby daddy. He is my boyfriend and we've been together for a year. And we are still together. Question number 2 is, are you keeping the baby? Yes, I'm keeping the baby. And I had no thoughts otherwise about that at all. Question 3 is, what names are you thinking of? It's really hard to pick names. So far, I've only got one name for a girl and one name for a boy, and I've got Leah for a girl, or like Aaliyah, and then for a boy I have Timothy. So like Timmy, Timothy, like that kind of thing. Question 4, is it a boy or a girl? I don't know yet. I'm currently 15 weeks and 3 days pregnant. So next week I'm making an appointment for probably my 20-week scan, so I'll probably know around there. So like February, around there, I will know the gender. Why did you choose to keep the baby? I don't believe in abortion, and that's just my opinion. Everyone's got their own. I'm not against it, I just wouldn't do it myself. And I know if I was to put it up for adoption, I would instantly miss it right after, and I'm very clingy very quickly, so I know I wouldn't be able to deal with that. When is your due date? My due date is July 5th, 2019, and I'm so excited to have summer baby. How did you find out you were pregnant? Okay, so this was back when I was living up in Aurelia I moved up there in September, and I found out like middle of November, and it was weird. I took macaroni and cheese and like put Cheez Whiz in that and had like 6 slices of toast with Cheez Whiz, and I never eat Cheez Whiz, and it was really weirding me out. So I took a pregnancy test. Like, I couldn't tell if there was a line. Like, clearly you can barely tell if there's a line. And so I went to the hospital just in case, because I was far from my family doctor. So I had to go to the hospital to get a blood test and a urine test. The urine test came back negative at the hospital, but then the blood test came back that I was actually pregnant. But they didn't know how far along I was because it was so early. There was so little HCG in my body, they could barely tell. So I had a panic attack and I had to be brought out by my boyfriend in a wheelchair to sit in the waiting room for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, just freaking out, letting it all settle, because this was crazy. Like, I've always wanted a baby, but like now. So after I calmed down from that, my cousin drove me back to the house, and he kind of just knew something was off. So he didn't really talk to me much. He knew that I didn't really want to talk at all. So then, how did you tell your parents? I hid this. I kept this to myself between me and my boyfriend for a good week and a half, 2 weeks, until I literally couldn't do it anymore. The guilt was just taking over. So the first person I told was my grandfather. I was living with him at the time, and he took it upon himself to call my father and tell him that I was pregnant. So he's now calling me, freaking out, and he was in shock, and obviously he was disappointed and upset, but it is what it is, and we can't do anything to change that. He talked to me about my options and abortion and all of that, but I knew I couldn't do that, and I was taking birth control when I got pregnant, and I don't remember missing any days. My mother got pregnant on birth control many times, so I guess it runs in the family. But I don't know, just so he then called my mom. I didn't even get a chance to tell my mom. He told my mom. And I messaged her asking her if, because like I'm like 2 hours away from both my parents right now. So I texted her asking her if she got the phone call from my father. She kind of just told me she didn't want to talk to me right now. She'll talk to me tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. So I gave her space. She didn't freak out at me or nothing like my dad did. And the next day I messaged her. I said, I know you don't want to talk to me, but I want to talk to you. What's going on in your head? And she said, it's not that I don't want to talk to you. She just wanted time to process it. And she asked me, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know yet. She said, okay, whatever you decide, I'm with you. And so I was really shocked about this because I thought my dad was going to tell me, oh, it's okay, I'm on your side, whatever you choose. And my mom was going to lose her shit, but it was the other way around. But like no one really, okay, my dad did lose his shit a little bit, but like they're both accepting of it now, and my whole family's excited, and we're all super excited to find out the gender, and everyone has so much love for this baby already. My brother and sister found out just through my mom, because I was going to move back home with her so she can help with the baby and with me and everything. So they kind of just found out on their own. Then we waited until I was about, oh yeah, when I went to the doctor, when I came back to live with my mom, and I got an ultrasound done, and I was 8 weeks and 3 days, so I was about 2 weeks when I found out in November. So I found out I was pregnant at 2 weeks. That's why nothing showed up on the test. I got very eager before my ultrasound for 8 weeks and 3 days, and I'll post another picture here of a pregnancy test that I took right before, because it didn't feel like I was really pregnant. So I kind of just wanted to take a test because I've never seen a positive test. The only test I've taken was a negative one because it was so early. So here's a picture of my positive test. And I, for some reason, am keeping it. I don't know, it's like a memento. And yeah, so I went for my 8-week ultrasound, and I'll post a picture of that. It looked like a little bean with little sprouts starting for arms and legs, and it was the cutest thing. And then we didn't tell the family until I hit 12 weeks, because then I'm like kind of out of the range where people usually have a miscarriage. So we just want to make sure that I was for sure going to carry this baby, and everything's good and it's growing fine and everything. So I got my 13-week ultrasound. It was 13 weeks, and I think I was supposed to be 2 days, but they said that I was 13 weeks and 3 days. I'll have a picture up of that. It was so different looking at the 8-week ultrasound to the 13-week ultrasound. In only a few weeks difference, it was so much bigger, and it looked like a baby this time. I'm like, holy fuck, right? Like, I think it's the coolest thing. I'm officially in my second trimester. I'm 15 weeks and 4 days now. I'm 15 weeks and 4 days now. So I'm officially in my second trimester, which is very exciting. I'm very happy for the first one to be over. It was miserable. But yeah, pretty much that's how I found out I was pregnant. That's how I told my parents, and that's how everything went. Question 9 is, do you plan on finishing high school? Yes, I plan on finishing high school. I'm even in a class right now. With other teen moms, and it's very helpful for our situation. So there's kind of no way I can't. Number 10 is, does my family support me? Yes, my family supports me 100%. My mom is going to be there for everything that this baby needs. Number 11 is, do I get bullied? I get a lot of like negative comments, like I don't know how to close my legs. Condoms are only 99 cents. You can get condoms for free. There's a lot about smoking and pregnancy and just a lot of, like, everyone has an opinion on what I should be doing with my baby. But I don't let it bother me because there's actually a surprising amount of people that are very supportive of me. So question 12 is, how old will you be when you have the baby? I will be 17 years old. I'm 17 in like, I don't know, 3 days. So I was 16 when I got pregnant, and I will be 17 when I have my baby. Number 13 is, what do you think the gender is? I'm convinced that it is a boy. I know it's a boy, and I hope it's a boy. Number 14 is, what trimester are you in? I've explained it in the story, but I'm in my second trimester. Second trimester is from 13 and a half weeks, pretty much, like just 13 weeks. It starts there, so I'm 15 weeks, I'm in my second trimester. Number 15 is, how big is your baby? I actually had a tape measure, but my baby, when I got my 13-week ultrasound, was 11 centimeters, which is around that big, but like imagine it's like curled up, you know, like a baby. So my baby was 11 centimeters a few weeks ago, but now it's the size of an avocado, apparently. I don't know the exact size right now, but it's apparently the size of an avocado. One of the most popular questions is, does an ultrasound hurt? And ultrasounds don't hurt. I don't know if you've seen a video of an ultrasound or anything before in your life, but an ultrasound is just gel on your stomach, and they just take like a, I don't know, like a little thing, and it's just cold, and it just rubs against you, and that's all it is. And then I could have had a transvaginal ultrasound at my 8-week ultrasound because it was so itty bitty. It was like 1 centimeter big. So it's like just this long skinny thing that you don't even feel when it goes inside you. And they take the pictures and videos that way. But I didn't end up needing that because she kind of just put the thing down and went, there's baby. So it doesn't hurt at all. And question 17, the last and final questions, what symptoms have you had during pregnancy? So I narrowed it down to 2 sections. The first section is 2 to 12 weeks, and the next section is 13 to 15, where I am now. I have them in these 2 sections because pretty much from 2 to 12, it was the exact same symptoms the whole time. And then around 13, it changed, and now I've got different symptoms. So from weeks 2 to 12, I was bloated, tired. I had lots of morning sickness all the time, all day, all night. I couldn't sleep, nothing. I couldn't eat anything. It was terrible. I had really bad mood swings, and I was so unmotivated where I didn't even want to get out of bed and do anything. Like, I missed so much school at the start of my pregnancy. It was ridiculous. And then 13 to 15 weeks, where I am now, I get a lot of cramps in my legs, my ankles, and my butt, which is weird. They'll just come out of nowhere, and I can't even walk or move, and it hurts so bad. It's like a knotting feeling. I get lots of headaches. I still have my moodiness. It's still bad. I'm not as tired anymore, so I'm going to school a lot more. I'm going to get my job at Tim Hortons back, and just I'm more motivated. I can actually get up and make myself a meal, which I couldn't before. And my hair's been softer. It's like not thicker. My hair's always been thick, but like it's certainly softer. So that's one thing this baby's doing good for me. My acne's been like the same. So now I will take a video of my 15-week belly bump. Whoever ended up watching this, thank you very much. My Instagram and Snapchat will be both linked down in the description. I'll be making weekly updates about my pregnancy and my baby every single week. So if you are interested in seeing the life of me and my baby, just tune in. If not, then that's cool too. I just want to make this video so that everyone can get their questions answered. Thanks for watching.